from a governmental perspective, from an educational perspective. So it fills that adage of doing good while doing well. We've been at this for a long time. I've been at this longer than some of you are even alive, to be honest with you. It doesn't get easier, it gets harder. Whether we're talking about women or people of color or people of a different religion or people of a different nationality or a different culture, it seems to be getting harder and harder to be inclusive in our thinking. Those are the opportunities. Those are the systems that need to find a new path forward, that need to be enabled in new and different ways. That's going to be the difference that matters here in the final analysis. Look, it's always been about change, it always will be about change. And I would ask you to use this moment in time to be the change that matters on this topic of finding ways to enable, not simply empower. I mean, we can empower you to do a lot of things you can't do, but when we enable you, there is a commitment from us to you to get to whatever it is you want to be. Enablement is the operative word. Change is the way of life. It's now time to take advantage of that change and to enable these very innovative paths forward for women. To be able to get them the opportunity, enable them to move to the opportunity to be heard on a regular basis. Whatever the industry, whatever the approach, whatever the sector, I don't care. I would like more women in STEM. I am an engineer. I grew up in the engineering technical ranks. It's pitiful how little we have in terms of great women thinkers, or just women thinkers, period, enabled in the STEM disciplines. We struggle every year to end up with more engineers and more scientists. We do better in the life sciences side, there's no doubt about it. On the physical sciences side, we do terrible enabling women. And that balance can't be right. It's not what nature's all about. And if you just stop and think about the natural distribution of things from a nature perspective, especially being an engineer, it drives you a little nuts, to be honest with you. You know, clearly talent is equally distributed everywhere. It's equally distributed globally, and it's equally distributed by gender. And I realize gender is a spectrum and not simply binary. So we've got to get real about the fact that everyone has the ability. The question is, are we doing anything to enable them to fulfill their desires, their wants, and to live up to that ability? And I would hope today that you all work on those thoughts, to come up with those ideas that continuously find ways to enable women to be the best they can be. We build an environment where they're welcome to be their best and invited to be their best. If we do that, that's all we really can do, is to give them the opportunity and the chance to get there. And that's what I hope you spend your time today working on. I wish I could be with you. I can't, but I want you to know that my heart is with you, and I'll do everything I can to follow up as appropriate and as needed. With that, Rosemary, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. That's fantastic. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine, yes.
You're amazing. I've known you for, I think, 28 years now, so I just always very, very, very grateful for your time. And
well,
thank you for your wisdom.
It's my pleasure. By the way, you should know, everyone in the room, how much I learned from Rosemary when we were in the middle of trying to turn the IBM company around in the early 90s. So it wasn't me that did a lot of that stuff. It was people like Rosemarie who were there helping me understand all the things I didn't know, as opposed to just focusing on the things that I do. So I'm forever in her debt for that. And thank you again for your support of this effort today. Over and out, Rosemarie.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you so much. You're awesome.
Thank you very much, all of you. Namaste.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
I'm going to hang up now.